Recently, I came across this book, Growing Up for Grown-Ups, A Dozen Ways to a More Financially Stable You. So I picked up this book and was inspired to reach out to Mimi Rossi, the author, and ask her, what inspired her. So Mimi, getting right down to the core of it, why did you write this book?
Well, one of the main reasons I wrote this book was because there's no such thing as job security. No matter you go to college, you get this great job, you have a contract, company folds, they get rid of departments, middle management, and people need to take responsibility for their own financial futures. You cannot depend on a pension. Does anyone even know what that is anymore? Right. It's kind of gone away. 401ks, they go up, they go down, you pull out in the wrong spot, you're broke, which happened a couple years ago to a lot of people. A lot of people lost their 401ks. So this is a book about taking responsibility for your own financial future and security, and I hope it helps.
Why now? What made you want to write Growing Up for Grown-Ups?
I wrote Growing Up for Grown-Ups for a couple of reasons. The main reason is because on my financial journey, through all the hard knocks, living paycheck to paycheck and asking people and talking to people, I noticed a lot of people had the same problem. They didn't know where to start, they were afraid to start, they didn't know the questions to ask. So luckily I had an uncle, my Uncle Eddie, who introduced me to something called As Simple as a DRIP, which is Dividend Reinvestment Plan. I was curious and I went out and researched it, and after he taught me that, I dabbled in real estate and I learned a little bit about passive income. So in the book I talk about who you need to be inside and the changes you need to make inside, change your bad habits, what do you want, kind of put a direction on what you want in life, and financial, if you want to be comfortable, stable, free, rich, whatever. This book kind of gives you the foundation for that, I hope. At least it did for me, and I give a lot of my own personal examples so that they can relate, people can relate when they read it.
Sure.
And feel a connection, because it's a journey that I was on. So it's a story about my journey and the answers that I found along the way.
So a person such as myself who considers themselves fairly successful might be able to look at your book, pick it up, and maybe realize, I might need to stop and think about what I'm doing.
A lot of people that make $1 million a year are $2 million in debt. And this book shows you not how to make more money, but how to keep more money. Keep more of the money you make. This is definitely a foundation for people that never really learned how to treat money, how to budget, how to make goals. If you don't have, your retirement all set up, this book is definitely for you, because as soon as you start working, you need to start thinking about retiring.
A lot of people talk about getting in touch with their inner child, and you're talking about getting in touch with your grown-up.
Your inner adult.
So Growing Up for Grown-Ups.
Mm-hmm. This is actually the first book in a series. This one's A Dozen Ways to a More Financially Stable You. So there'll be other little books that I'll write that'll help on different topics and such. So this is the financial one, the foundation. Excellent. Financial foundation one.
Excellent. So I look forward to growing up through your advice.
Well, thank you, Marge. I hope it helps. That's all I want to do is help.
Thank you.
Thank you.